Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Well, having watched, read, discussed what's playing out in the National Assembly, I mean, who becomes what, who occupies what position, and then also looking through the papers, you see the squeeze on the Naira, you see comments coming through from financial stakeholders. We cannot but just ask, what's happening to governance? So where do we draw the line between politics and governance? That's what we're talking about next. Dr. Ndi Onukwusi joins us now. He's a management consultant. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you very much.
I mean, we looked at some part of this the last time. We might as well just follow through from there. Where do we draw the line between what you describe as politics and governance? Or is it that it's just an admixture and we'll have to just carry on the way we are?
Well, actually, thank you very much. It is not an admixture, and there are definite boundaries. It is important to recognize that the starting point is what is the purpose of both the politics and governance. And therefore, the politicians are the most important people in every country, okay? They are the most important. And therefore, if starting from the beginning, we should give adequate attention to who becomes a politician. That is, we the people.
Can we influence that?
Yes, we the people. We elect them.
Well,
okay. Yeah, so that we don't digress. Let's have a proper background. It is important to have. We have a country called Nigeria. Okay, that like every other country, that country has only to be managed by the political elite. No matter how hard you try, for you to make any significant change in Nigeria, it has to be through the political process. Okay? Now, the political parties or the political elite therefore have to have a core and clear, cut out strategic vision of the Nigeria we need to have. You had it, that is why you've moved from where you used to be to here in developing this process. You had it as an individual. That is why some of your classmates in primary school are selling ogi in the same street. Okay? So in order to move from your primordial state to an advanced state of functionality in anything, you have to have a clear strategic vision and work towards achieving it. So to make it short, because we need to achieve a lot in the program, let us then imagine that we have just a core goal. The politicians should define the strategic vision. Let's just say that we want a core goal of Nigeria being a great democratic country under the rule of law with full meaningful employment. That alone is a message that can be sold, and you know it is still below the level of strategic vision. Okay? As a core goal, it can be sold as a message to everybody. So anything that moves away from taking us to that core goal is stupid, it's unacceptable, it doesn't matter who is doing it. So there will be clear-cut boundaries.
Oh, hold on. You said that it has to be the core goal of the, is it of the political class or?
Of the whole country.
Of the entire country.
The business of the political class is to conceptualize, okay, streamline, then mobilize the society to buy into it.
That's regardless of whatever political party they might be.
Irrespective, you know, it is when you go below this level that then you start having strategies of achieving it. It is in dealing with the strategies of achieving it that you have diverse views, but we must be united, no matter what this country it is. Even in the communist countries, even in the where you have autocracy, okay? It must be to build a great society. So but our own is a democracy, so we put in democratic.
Is it in that strategy of achieving it? That's where some people think that the line is blurred.
It is in the struggle for power to deliver it that you have different strategies, and then the people choose which is the strategy that they most align with, depending on how the political class of the different parties make their cases. Okay? But they must be held accountable all the time to this overarching objective. But the problem is that we have converted the process to becoming the end. the means have become the end in Nigeria. So once people get power, they think that is the end. And they just start doing whatever they like. But we must hold them accountable to the end, which is that Nigeria must be a great country because we have everything to be a great country.
Let's go back to the word we and the people. You've used countless of times now, and you said it belongs to the people. We elected them. Before now, let's face reality. In Nigeria, politicians and political, party members have emerged not through the people's will, but some kind of will from an individual you would want to call political godfather. How does it work now that we're getting to hear stories of party supremacy versus what the people want and the will of the people, to the extent that if you look at the National Assembly, for instance, what we're getting to see there now, when it doesn't suit, as some will argue, when it doesn't suit the individual who is a politician, he tells you that he's fighting for the people, the will of the people. When it does suit him, he tells you something quite differently. How can the people truly, go out to say, this is what we want? And don't forget that we also have a clause there in the Constitution that can also give you powers to recall and erring representatives in the National Assembly, which I hardly have seen any constituent or constituency ever tried. So let's bring back the power of the people to the fore.
The power of the people in democracy is exercised through the political process and the outcome. However, in everything, like you have said, the Constitution, which is the guiding rules for running the country, provides for sanctions, and therefore the political party is not according to the Constitution, does not sanction those who have been elected. The people who have been elected must be allowed to govern from within the admixture of horse trading within themselves. It is in the, process is quality control. Process is quality control in everything in life. You take a bottle that has a label on it and you drink it because you believe that the manufacturer of that beer or that soft drink, has the integrity that it has gone through the process that what you are drinking will kill you. If they give you a bottle looking the same thing without a label, you won't drink it. Okay, so process is quality control. The part of the failure we are going through now is that the processes that have been followed have been flawed, have been very poor. Okay, and so the outcome is bound to be poor. But I think as we progress, that will come out. But if we just understand and accept the clear fact that the end point is the greatest good of the people of Nigeria, and that is the end for the political process, the means of achieving it is through the politicking. And the vehicles for politicking are the political parties. And therefore, at any point in time, there is a conflict. The supremacy of the end, which is the greatest good of the Nigerian people, becomes supreme.
Give us an example.
Okay, let us keep the example within the context of our discussion. Okay? The context of our discussion is that what the National Assembly crisis and as it is affecting governance, which even affects the executive, and then the political parties. Okay? We had a political party that had been in power for about 16 years. It was a party that had magnitude but no direction by its performance. This is clear judgment from its performance because it just manifested impunity and unwillingness to do something for the greatest good of the Nigerian people. And by the grace of Asiwaju Tinubu, okay, we must give honor to whom honor is due, he created an enabling environment for a credible opposition to germinate against the PDP, which had ruled for 16 years and manifested the impunity without due regard to a great Nigeria, democratic, under the rule of law, with full employment, gainful employment. You see, why I'm stating this clearly is that throughout history of development, and you know I'm here because I'm a development consultant, from creation to today, no community has developed and done well unless it has committed itself to development. Because there is a clear injunction that said, increase and multiply and conquer the earth. That was the first injunction for Christians that God gave. It's not just Christians because it's in the Old Testament, that God gave in Genesis. The implication of this injunction is that you have sex as a married couple and you have children, and then you develop the environment that God has given you so that the children you bring into the world will have employment. That is why throughout history, unemployment, not employment this time, has become the indicator for development. We need to have these fundamentals clearly etched in the minds of people, and everybody should learn it and grow with it the way we learn ABC, because that is where our future rests. Now, the Almighty said it in that injunction in one sentence: increase and multiply and conquer the earth. All the societies who have not conquered the earth, that is, developed their environment, but only enjoyed increase and multiply, are in crisis, because they have not provided full employment for the products of increase and multiply.
So the unemployment
processes that lead to full employment are the things that cover every other thing you want to talk about governance. Okay? And then the outcome of full employment, which is a satisfied public, you know, ensures security, ensures enjoyment, ensures every other thing. So this is the dynamics of development in a nutshell, because this is just a limited time program. So it is within this context that we can now say, go back to where, to Nigeria and where we are. Having got now this opposition party that has come into power, okay, and like we established the other day, they mismanaged their success, and so did not use the time they had to think through deeply and work out governance the way it should be. But it is not the party that governs in a presidential system. It is the party that governs in a parliamentary system.
So that's the mix-up here
yes,
in our politics.
The party does not govern in a presidential system. The constitution in a parliamentary system gives the sanction to the party that governs. So you have a vote of no confidence and the party that the government fails, you go to another election.
Parliamentary system.
Okay, yeah. That is the parliamentary system. The sanction for the presidential system, it is those who have been elected who govern. Okay, and so within themselves they build coalitions by discussing, by horse trading, and things keep moving on, irrespective of party. The first defense secretary of Obama was Gates. Okay, a Republican. And also the defense secretary of Bush, the son Bush.
And that's in their own presidential system.
This is the presidential system. So
why does it look strange to us if that happens?
It is not strange. It is our own ignorance that
that's why I say strange, because nobody wants to try that.
No, it is our ignorance. The president is the leader of the party in government in the presidential system. So you cannot, a national leader outside the president is an anomaly. Even in any other system, if it is the communist system, the chairman of the Communist Party is also the president. So you can't have a structure. The national leader becomes a structure of turbulence. So before we digress further, let us fully establish these things that are causing the problem. Okay, it is a poor understanding of the new system we are running in the presidential system. Okay, having been nursed on parliamentary system from pre-independence to post-independence, and then had the mixture, the failure and mixture of military governance. So we can take it from there.